in certain fields, in a certain dimension. And Khidr is something else. You could probably spend a whole live stream on Khidr, but there's not much, I don't want to say there's no benefit, but it doesn't necessarily apply to us because he's got his own law. And the parts about Khidr that are beautiful, they're related, they're under the category of mukashafat of ulama, who have said that Khidr lives until the battles of the end times, and he dies in one of the battles of the end of time at the hand of the Dajjal, and that he lives, half of his life is in this dunya, and the other half is almost as if in the barzakh or something, and that he does not eat. His food is dhikr. So he has his own law. Just like we said earlier, Sayyidina Isa bin Maryam, he has his own law. Okay? He has his own law. In that law, I don't mean sharia, I mean physically. In his reality, he can resurrect the dead. He can do all these mu'jizat and that nobody else did. Okay? He can go and be lifted into the skies, into the heavens for over 1,000 years and come back. Okay? No one else does this. So Khidr alayhi salam is in the dunya, and that it is said about him that he's everywhere where there's a calamity, and his job is to roam the earth helping people, and he attends the gatherings of knowledge and the gatherings of dhikr in a spirit of helping the Muslims. And when one scholar I heard talking, he said, if you ever want to see Khidr, go to any relief site. Go to relief. Like now there's an earthquake in Morocco that happened last Friday. May Allah Ta'ala protect the country from having any, after effects or all the side effects and all the deaths. May Allah Ta'ala have mercy upon all those who passed away and make them martyrs. Shuhada. It's the death of a martyr. But they say that in any of those relief sites, Khidr is there. And Allah knows best. But I personally, believe those shuyukh. But it's not a belief that is a aqeedah that we can prove. It's just their claim. But knowing who they are and their stature and how many reports from the scholars that Khidr is seen. So I personally accept it. Right. But again, we can't make it a aqeedah. All right. It's their claim. And when a truthful person makes a claim, it's up to you to believe him or not. Okay. And there's so many scholars that said Khidr can be seen. Okay. What is the law of Khidr? The law that Khidr lives by is, physically speaking, he doesn't live with what we need. The human needs that we have, he doesn't have. Okay. Secondly, that he takes different forms. Yeah. And he takes the form of a very modest form, usually, that people would pay no attention to in whatever culture it is. It would look like just fit in. Thirdly, that he is shown future events. When he's shown them, it's a sign for him to try to stop it. So what he's shown is not the future, it's a possible future. Okay? It's a possible future. Or it's a future for one person, but he could protect another person from it. So, for example, he was shown that there's going to be a pirate or a king, an oppressive king, taking ships. So that's a fact. It's not going to change. But he can protect the weak fishermen from that. How? By breaking their ship, making them stay home for a few days while that king passes by. That's an example of that. That's what I mean, that he is living on his own law. Okay. And the reason I say that is, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant for us or unimportant, because he is mentioned in the Qur'an and therefore he's important. Very important. But what I'm saying is that there's no sharia from Khidr to us. And there's no certainty, absolute certainty, about the nature of his life. Okay. Or the claims from the ulama that he lives on until the end, the battles of end times. But I'm sure we can collect a pretty decent sized booklet of the scholars who established that Khidr lives like this. And I'm pretty sure that Suyuti has an essay on it. Could you look that up? That would be really fascinating to read. It is a little nebda, a little bit of a nugget on Sayyidina Al-Khidr. Okay. Okay. And secondly, the answer to the saying that was Moses correct or incorrect? Yeah, well, he was answering according to his knowledge. So according to my knowledge, I'm the most knowledgeable person on the earth. Okay. All right. So all these are what we call makharij, understandings. How do we bring two things together? And you have to get a makhraj, a way out from contradiction.